looking at right now looks like a regular commercial for Chevy's new Tahoe vehicle, but it is really an internet ad created by a consumer, one of several that actually slam the vehicle. Chevrolet is just the latest company embracing a new marketing trend called user-generated advertising. So Chevy's strategy backfiring or creating the very buzz the car maker wanted and needed? That's today's hot topic. Joining us, Drew Neisser, CEO at Renegade Marketing, a firm specializing in now traditional marketing, and Eric Dumont, National Field Director at Alaska Wilderness League. Eric took part in Chevy's commercial promotion, along with many from his firm, posting critical ads on the environmental impact and gas mileage of the truck. Gentlemen, nice to have you with us. Welcome.
Great, thanks.
Thank you.
So let me begin with you, Drew. Tell me what impact this strategy has had on the company.
Well, first of all, if you put the consumer in the driver's seat, sometimes they are going to crash the car. That doesn't mean you shouldn't sell cars. That doesn't mean you shouldn't do consumer-generated content programs. They took a chance by giving the consumer information that they could, content that they could play with. The real question is here, how many consumers out there have actually created earnest commercials? How many have actually gotten involved in the brand? And did they get any of the things that they were hoping to happen, which is to get consumers to send around friendly ads?
Did it?
I think there's a great opportunity for Chevy to come out and say that and perhaps even show some of those ads. If in fact the consumer hasn't, then yeah, this program may have backfired on them.
Drew, I guess the jury is still out as far as the impact on the company, but it's certainly a dangerous strategy to sort of stick your neck out and allow criticism, or is it? I mean, we would not be having this segment and showing all those pictures of the car if it didn't achieve at least one goal, and that is to get talked about.
You're absolutely right. There's a real risk-reward formula in this consumer-generated content area. You could make a choice, say, like Converse has done, where they actually managed the content and only the things they wanted to go up were put up, or you can let the consumer have its way. If you look at the Chevy side, it really is a fun and easy to use tool. They did a lot of things right. Once they made the decision to put the email to a friend button, then they joined this viral world of, well, the consumer is going to make fun of you, and it's you sort of have to expect it. I mean, Burger King has done this with the King, and it's unbelievable what people have done to the Burger King. So the reality is that it is a risk-reward formula that you have to assess. I think Chevy is probably looking at this right now and hoping that some consumers will maybe have some more fun and use humor instead of, say, a political or environmental message.
But was there a better way to do it? Was this particular strategy way too open-ended? I mean, you go to the iPod lounge, like you had mentioned in the pre-interview, consumers coming up with their own vision for the new iPod. Maybe if they narrowed it down and said, let's come up with a new vision for the Tahoe, it would have been a little more positive and not sort of as open-ended. I mean, did they broaden it too much? Well,
I mean, here's the thing. What they really did was they said, here's the way we think our commercials should look. I mean, this isn't really consumer-generated content. They provided the footage, and so the only way the consumer could input is with the written words, and that's why they played with them. Again, in this land of consumers, you want the consumer to create the message in its entirety.
Right.
And that's where the success has been happening.
All right, gentlemen, good to have you on the program. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Drew Neisser and Eric Dumont on Chevy Tahoe advertising.